full name?
Yeah.
Okay. Ethan Bennett. I'm 20. I've been practicing martial arts pretty much my whole life. MMA specifically, about 2 years now.
My name is Blaine Carmine. I'm 21 years old, and I've been practicing mixed martial arts for probably about 5 years now, I would say.
My name is Franklin Ramirez. I'm 22 years old. I've been doing martial arts for about 6 years, almost 7.
I started Kyokushinkai Karate when I was really young, just because my parents put me in it. That wasn't really like my choice, but I loved it. I did it for a long time, did it for 7 years. I went into wrestling in high school, and that was when I really, I think, developed that drive to want to fight. After wrestling ended, I was looking for something to jump back into and get that same feeling, and MMA seemed like the way to go.
I was always too aggressive for team sports, pretty much. I got in trouble for it a lot when I was playing soccer and basketball and all that. And so I wanted a sport that I could rely on myself. And honestly, I watched a lot of action movies, and so I kind of wanted to learn to do what they did. And when I finally heard about a gym close by, I decided to give it a shot, and I pretty much fell in love with it the first day.
Funny story, really. I was in about sophomore year, and this kid out of nowhere hits me in the back of the head with a book. And I'm like, this just hit me with a book. So I pick up a book and I swing it back at him, and we get into like a book sword fight. After we're done fighting each other, he's like, hey, you know what? You fight pretty good. You should come to my gym. And I'm like, this crazy son of a... All right, whatever. And I went to his gym with him. It was Christian Carvalho, and dude, I fell in love. Like, it was like love at first sight. I was like, yes, a room full of people that let me hit them. This is what I'm about. I feel at home when I'm in a conflict of sorts, you know? And like, it feels good knowing there are no repercussions in a sport.
Yeah, so my first fight experience in the cage was not really what I expected, actually. The day before the fight, you do the face-off, which is when you get in front of each other, your opponent, and you look each other in the eyes, and you face off like you're gonna fight. But he was such a nice guy. I mean, we were smiling, we took a picture together, and I think a lot of people too have that stigma that like, oh, you're a fighter, you just want to hurt people, but like, it's not always about that, you know? There's a lot of respect in there too. So he was nice, but then the day of, you know, I step into the ring and he's there, and it all shifts, you know what I mean? Because now you have to hurt somebody, you know what I mean?
Beautiful low leg kick. Nice counter there. Man, both guys just finding chins there, Sean.
I felt that adrenaline rush and those nerves, but I was also too in like a state of calm, knowing that like, well, this is about to happen, you're here, so now you have to do it. The ref pulled me off, and then, I mean, that feeling of weeks and weeks of training and just busting your ass, basically, it felt so good. I mean, I just screamed like a roar, you know, like a warrior's roar, because it's just like this amazing feeling of like, you know, I did this, I won, I put the work in, and I'm victorious.
Yeah, my first cage fight, I think I was honestly the calmest I've ever been. He looked like he was made out of stone, dude. I was like, yep, you picked a fight with a monster, all right. Yeah, the only thing I had on him was about like 6 inches in height, but the rest, he looked like the Terminator, man. I've even rewatched that fight a couple times, and every time it's like, geez, dude, I don't even know how I won that fight, because I was just slugging with the guy, and he was slugging right back, and I almost broke his arm in an arm bar, but the dude's bicep was strong enough for him to actually sit there, like full arm extension and hold together. I'm pretty sure I cracked it somewhere, because as soon as we got back up, because I just gave up on the arm bar, we got back up and his hand lost all power. He wasn't throwing punches no more, and I used that to my advantage and swarmed him, and eventually I got on top of him, and the bell rung, and when the time came for the judges to pick the winner, they picked me, and I was like, yes! It was the best feeling in the world, dude.
I would definitely say that martial arts has improved me beyond my physicality, because it's definitely made me a lot more self-disciplined in other areas of my life besides fighting. And I feel like I can take on more challenges. I'm not as fearful of a lot of things as I was before, because it gave me a lot of confidence knowing that I can stand up to people that are bigger and stronger than me and still take them down.
Yeah, martial arts, it's like a therapy, and it's also helped me become a better person as a whole, to be honest. And it's taught me something really valuable to me, and it's called digging deep. Like, I have learned, like, you can be tired, you can be dead tired, but there is another layer beneath that tiredness. You can dig into that. You can dig deeper than that. And I don't really know what the limit is, but one day I'll probably hit it, because I have been constantly just digging deeper and pulling out more. And the only reason I know that that's even possible is because of the training I've gone through. Yeah, I love martial arts.
Yeah, I think everybody, to a certain extent, should, whether you want to be compete and be a fighter, or if you just want to train for self-defense, or even if you just want to get in shape, I think all those things are good, because, like I said, it builds confidence. You feel more secure in yourself, and I think everybody should be able to, defend themselves if they find themselves in a situation. You never know who's out there, or who wants to hurt you, or what's going on, or who you might need to protect, you know what I mean? So I think it's good for everybody.